been trying to wrap up. Well, I'm going to wrap up tonight on the nervous system. I've been talking a lot about it. I think it is one of the most important systems in the body because that's what the brain is. And I ran across this video on this doctor, I believe he is, and he's talking about the nervous system and the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is one of the largest, longest, I guess, nerves in the body, and probably pretty important because it directly affects and connects with, seems like about 5 or 6 of our systems, like the digestive system, the respiratory system, the stomach, the heart, and other systems. And I was taking some notes from what he was talking about, which helped me to do a little more as far as this condition I have called AFib, because, that's where my heart rate can go way up, of course, usually upon a heavy amount of stress for some reason, or I could be dehydrated and that happened. But I was doing something today, and I think it was some music. Like y'all remember the last time I showed y'all these different websites that had YouTube channels. That had the different music and tunes that relax you. And I found one that helps the vagus nerve relax, and the cold he was talking about. But I always knew about hot and cold helps to heal, because we have a program that I used to follow called Miracle. I think it's the Miracles program, and they always talk about doing hot and cold showers. And so I used to get into that when I'm dealing with something, illness or something I'm dealing with. Then I'll do my dry brushing, and I'll go in the shower and I'll do it real hot and stay in there as long as I can hot. And then as soon as it get to the temperatures where it's really hot, I switch it all the way to cold and stay there. And it's that shocking thing, I think, that causes the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, and that's where the vagus nerve is, and the parasympathetic part of the nervous system. And it does a lot of the calming and keeping us in focus and good. And the sympathetic is the rush, fight or flight. You get that fight or flight syndrome, and that anxiety can go, and all that other stuff that causes that kind of stress that may get out of hand. So I'm going to put this guy on, and we'll take it from there.
It's the rest and relaxation nerve. It restores and repairs. It's anti-inflammatory, because everything else is inflammatory. Anything you do is inflammatory. Eating is very inflammatory.
Can y'all see?
I just happened to see someone eating in the audience.
Now, can y'all see that?
So right after the eating, you need anti-inflammatory. I told you eating is dangerous. You want to restore all that muscle that you tore, all that running around, all that chemistry running around. Your platelets became sticky. They need to become unstuck. Platelets become sticky. You get stressed out. Of course you're going to get a heart attack, because your platelets are going to get all sticky. In parasympathetic, the platelets start flowing around again. They're no longer sticky. And these studies have all been done.
Okay, can y'all hear me out there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, y'all can see the video and hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Acute stress causes degranulation of your platelets become sticky. So what makes them become unsticky? What makes the platelets not degranulate? Your parasympathetic system. See, that's why it's so important to do this. And then it is the relaxation. All that tone has to change. You can't stay in that tone. It has to relax. That's your parasympathetic. Digestion.
Sorry, trying to get these ads out of the way.
You need to digest. When you are digesting, it's parasympathetic. So if you're stressed out, can you digest your food? You can't. Look, when you're stressed out, how is your parasympathetic going to send signals out that, okay, let's get the juices going here. Okay, all the juices have gone inside, they're squeezed, all the glands are working good now. Now let's get that bowel moving a little bit here. Okay, let's close the pylorus for a while, let the stomach fill up. And who's doing all that? Who's doing all that? Who's sending out all that instructions? It's the parasympathetic nervous system. So you cannot be stressed and eat at the same time. The yin and the yang there. You can't do that. That's why don't eat when you're stressed out. You come to a lecture, you're going to get stressed out, don't eat. Don't eat in the car. Eat in a restful state, because then your parasympathetic system is going to be helping you digest food, helping you to break it all down, sending all the right signals, doing all the right things. You cannot have the parasympathetic and sympathetic system working at the same time. Stop it. You think you can do it? And I'm multitasker? You're not a multitasker, okay? Your body is not yet trained to do that. It's a human trait. Your body is not made to do that. You cannot have two things on at the same time. You either AC or DC. I mean, you can't be both at the same time. You'll get a short circuit, right? You'll get a short circuit. Reproduce. After all, at the end of the day, what does nature want you to do? Wants you to reproduce. Just remember that. What's the goal of life? To reproduce. Yeah. Nature wants you to reproduce. So what does the vagus nerve do? It prepares you for that. Well, in order to do that, you have to be a good specimen. You got to be a strong specimen. You got to be an attractive specimen, right? You got to be a healthy specimen. So just think about it. The vagus nerve kicks in, it's preparing you to reproduce. It's going to make the best specimen out of you, because after all, it wants only the best to be going on to the next generation. And you need to understand this. So when people, you look at them, they're really stressed out and they're having a real hard time conceiving, let's say, I'm just giving you an example. Part of the problem is stress. And the moment they de-stress, now all of a sudden, the test comes back positive. It's fantastic, right? Sperm counts go down with stress? Of course they do. Absolutely they go down. You all know that the cycles, your ovulation cycles also change because of stress. Sympathetic all the time, no parasympathetic. So you're out of sync. Too much yin and no yang. The two-way information pathway, it's not inflammation, it's information, sorry, that's a typo, it's information highway to the brain, and it's instructing the biochemistry in your body in every moment of your day. You've got to look after your vagus nerve. It is the most important nerve in the body. And then it's a survival strategy, because you cannot be in one mode all the time. I already told you, homeostasis depends on the vagus nerve. What do I mean by homeostasis? This is a term that I want you to all become familiar. Homeostasis is keeping you within a certain range. You cannot be only in one. There's a little range. You've got a wide lane. So you can go to this side, then a little bit to this side. That's called resilience as well, right? That I can tolerate some stress, but then I come back to the midline. I tolerate some stress, I come back to the midline. That ability to do that is your vagal tone. If you have good vagal tone, you're going to have good resilience. That means that if you missed a meal and 5 hours have gone by, yeah, you're going to be okay. Nothing bad's going to happen to you. Whereas the one who doesn't have resilience, he's going to be really out of shape because he didn't have a meal. Or you're in a high temperature, or you're in a cold temperature, or you didn't have the right kinds of foods, for example, or you're in a very stressful situation for many, many hours. You'll be able to tolerate that better if you have greater vagal tone. And it controls the inflammatory pathway. What does that mean? You cut yourself, of course there's going to be inflammation, because everything has to be repaired now. All those dead cells have to be gone. The bacteria have to get out over there. You're going to create some water in there. It's going to swell up. But then it's going to start healing now. The vagus nerve orchestrates a lot of that. See? So we know certain people heal faster than others. How come? How come? It's because of all these pathways. Hormesis. Another term I want you to become familiar with. Hormesis. What do I mean by? And I'm always talking about hormesis. Hormesis means stress. You need to stress yourself out. Why? Because after that you'll get parasympathetic. And that's going to make you stronger. So hormesis is a stress that doesn't kill you. What kind of stress am I talking about when I talk about this? One is fasting. When you fast, that's a hormesis on your body. That's a stress on your body. It's my favorite hormesis of all is fasting. And I've talked about that on lots and lots of it. That's my favorite hormesis. Everyone must fast. Everyone must do time-restricted feeding because we're supposed to do time-restricted feeding. And then depending on your goals, whether you do 3-day water fast, 5-day water fast, depends on your goals. Do you want to reverse your diabetes? Do you want to get rid of your blood pressure? Do you want to get rid of your inflammatory bowel disease? Or are you just doing this to be healthy? Well, then that's fine. Then you can do 18-6 or you can do OMAD if you want to do that. So it just depends on your goal. Do you want to come off your insulin? It all depends. But I love hormesis because after the stress, what happens next makes you stronger and better. And that process is orchestrated by the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is going to get you there. So, and another form of hormesis is like heat, like infrared sauna. You sweat like crazy, you get in there and it's really sweating like crazy. That's a form of stress. And then what happens after that? How come you feel so good afterwards? Because your vagus nerve just kicked in. Because while you were inside there, you're all sympathetic. You're sweating like crazy. Your temperature went up. Your heart rate went up, right? You vasodilated like crazy. And then when you got out, and hopefully you got out and took a cold shower, that's even better. Now the cold shower kicks in, and that really stimulates your vagus. And then all of a sudden, your heart rate, which was up, comes down real fast. You start feeling so exhilarated, so much better. Now, of course, there's lots of reasons why infrared makes you feel good. Part of it being the photon energy particles and your electron chains and all fine. All that's fine and dandy. Bottom line is, it's a form of hormesis. Cold immersion, also a form of hormesis, and it stimulates your vagus nerve big time. Anytime you're stimulating your vagus nerve, you're going to get the repair process, more resilience. So, every day, turn on the shower. Take a shower, it's fine, nothing wrong with that. But then make it cold or ordinary temperature for at least a minute, 2 minutes. If you can go a little bit longer, do it for a little bit longer. And then if you want to make it warm again, you can. I don't mind. As long as you went from hot to cold or hot to cold and then out, it's fine with me. But when you get these temperature variations, what's being affected in your body? It's the vagus nerve. It's the vagus nerve. At that point, it's all about the vagus nerve. So you're stimulating the vagus nerve. So in a natural way, resilience depends on your vagal tone. I already said that. That it's very important that you have resilience in your body. So this is the vagus nerve. Look how big it is. It's massive. It's the largest nerve in the body, comes out of the brain, and there are two branches, one on the right side alongside your carotid, okay? It goes along your carotid on both sides, comes out, gives all the branches I told you about. So why did I mention the eyes? Because if you rub on your eyes, your heart rate will go down. You're stimulating the vagus nerve. So guess what? If you're sitting somewhere, don't do this while you're driving, but if you're sitting somewhere, you can put your hands on your eyeballs and just give it a gentle massage, not a rub, just a gentle massage. You've just stimulated your vagus nerve. And then looking to the left, looking to the right, using your eyeballs to move them from side to side. Keep that position for 5 seconds. Look to the right, keep it there for 5 seconds. Those eyeball movements stimulate your vagus nerve. See the hacks I'm teaching you? I'm teaching you hacks on how to hack your vagus nerve. The next one. I told you the vagus nerve goes along the carotid. How can I hack it? Well, take an ice pack. Those little plastic things you put in your freezer, the blue ones, right? Take it out. Or take it to work. Hey, take it to work. Put it along your neck there. Just breathe it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It will stimulate that vagus. You'll do it. So you do it on the left, then do it on the right. And I'll say, what did you bring the ice pack for? It's not for food. No, it's for my neck. It's for my vagus nerve. That's why I brought the pack. Put it back inside, take it home, put it back in the freezer. Great idea. Now, there are stimulators for this as well. So you can do that too. You can pay a couple of $1,000 or maybe less. Buy a stimulator. Put it along here and you stimulate. It gives a little weak electric current. Some people feel it, some people don't feel it. Now, would I advise all of you to do it? No. Who is it approved for right now? It's approved for. Now, watch this. It's approved by the FDA for migraine and seizures and bad headaches. And they do it only for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. They stimulate the vagus nerve and migraines get better, headaches get better, stress levels go down. This is amazing stuff. This is available today. It's available today. But that stimulator, as I said, I have no data for it to show that your blood pressure will come down with that. I have no data for that. Who wants to do that data study? Who's going to fund it? You see, a lot of what I'm saying makes a lot of sense, and we know from animal studies, but who's going to do this randomized, double-blind control study? Nobody's going to do it. So are you all going to wait for that? I'm saying no, don't wait for that. Just start working with your vagus nerve now. Don't go out and buy a stimulator. Just get an ice pack. Do that. All right. We now know that if a patient is having SVT and you want to increase the parasympathetic tone with SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, we tell them do gentle carotid massage. And that slows the heart rate down. So we know these hacks already in cardiology. I am saying do that for cardiology, fine, but also use it in your day-to-day life for stress management, blood pressure management, all around better health. I'll show you more data on that.
All right, comments, questions,
Clarity. As he was speaking, he was saying, put the ice pack on your carotid artery.
Yeah.
And then he would do it on the left, and then he would come back and do it on the right.
Yes.
Is it on both sides?
Yeah, you could. It's best probably to do it on both.
Okay.
That way you have stuff in balance. And what he did mention, I'm sure if you did, I don't know anybody would put one of those ice cold things right on your neck, but you use a towel,
Okay.
Yeah, I've gone to physical therapy and all them people so many times, and something like that, those packs he talked about, I would probably wrap it in a towel and then, put it to your neck, as much as you can stand it, because all of us can only stand a certain amount of cold like that.
Right. You don't want to shock.
Right. You want it cold, but it's going to be what you can bear, just like the shower. I think the shower is a good thing because, you can change the water or you can come out of the shower. You know what I'm saying? And your shower is not going to be as cold as that ice pack. I did that today, actually. Like I said, I've done it in the past, but I did it today, and I did it a little longer because a pastor of mine in San Diego, when I went to the Rock Church, he used to talk about the same thing, being in cold water, submerging yourself. And I think he went to one of those holistic type clinics where they have cryo. I'm sure some of y'all have heard of cryo.
Cryovac, yeah.
Which is you go in a little room, almost like a shower, 2 or 3, and it's like below zero or freezing. It's cold in there, and you go in there with just shorts on, or a swimsuit. That's it, and you go in that cold thing. So now that is what is happening to you. You stimulating your vagus nerve by doing that. And they don't have you in there, but I think a couple of minutes in those cryos. But I remember in Japan and other places when they do those runs on the beaches and the water be cold and they all jump in there. I think they be nude in Japan. Okay. When it was something they do every year and they jump in the cold water. So this
But,
is what's happening to your body. Just what he's talking about.
I have to experience that going into a pool, a
Okay.
cold in the cold water, whether it be the beach or wherever, and it does have that refreshing, shocking sort of impact on your body, and
Yeah.
it's like you come alive, so to speak.
Well, afterwards you should be very relaxed and peaceful. He's saying it should bring a lot of relaxation and calmness to you
Mm-hmm.
because your parasympathetic nervous system is kicking in after you get out of that cold.
Okay,
Yeah. Anybody
great.
else?
Yeah, I always thought that it would cause you to pass out
Oh,
because of the shock of the body.
well, not yet. I've done the hot and cold so many times I can't count. Probably, I'm sure at least about 25 or
Okay.
30. Yeah, I haven't fell out yet.
Okay.
Saying
I just
I
just
just did it
something that was
yesterday.
told.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
just did it. I just did it yesterday,
Hmm.
and I stayed in longer than I normally would because I said, once I saw the vagus nerve was being stimulated, I'm like, what are you scared of? What are you scared of? You go get the serious relaxation for your body and my heart rate too. I said, let me go in there and get in that cold shower. And I turned cold on first and got in there and stood in there for about 5 minutes till it got real cold. And then when it got real cold, I was good. I switched it to hot and I let the hot build up until it got real hot. And like he say, end on the cold. I switched it back to the cold, got myself real cold, and I let it stay there for 5 minutes, and then I came out of the shower. And I'm telling you, just about all of today, I did that when earlier today, I think. All of today, I have been very calm. I have not had no sign of trying to be anxious, no anxiety, none of that. Calm, peaceful, and driving too. I was driving and no stress, no anxiety, driving because that's stressful as on the what driving.
Yeah.
Anybody
Mm.
else?
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Okay, nobody else. I want to introduce you all to my YouTube channel because as you know, some of these past classes are on my YouTube channel and I encourage y'all to go there and watch them. So I'm going to go step by step and Google how to get to my YouTube channel. And then we're going to go through some of my videos. Okay, all you do, type in Google, MAC. And it don't matter if it's spaces or what. And you see it's already written there. MAC Curtis. Let me go back where y'all see that. Let me just write it out so y'all can see it. MAC Curtis Holistic Health Talk. Can y'all see that?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, let me make it a little larger just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all you do. Go to Google, put that in. MAC Curtis Holistic Health Talk. You can have it spaced, or sometimes I just put all the letters together. But like this, if it's spaced, then you're probably going to do better. That way, you're not missing something like one of the C's, or you're not misspelling something. So that's it. In Google, just put that in and see where it takes us. Okay, Google, go ahead. Okay, this is where it came. Okay, first thing on the top, YouTube, Mac Curtis. That's my YouTube channel. Mac Curtis, M-A-C Curtis. All you do, this hyperlink right here, you click right on that hyperlink. It'll take you right to my page. All right. Welcome to Holistic. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. Okay. And what's best, I have playlists set up. You got the home, we at the home page, videos, playlists, and posts. Okay, so playlists will be good to find out the different categories of videos that I have, different topics and everything. So let's click on it. Okay, let me bring it down a little so you can see some more of this. Okay, these are my playlists. Christian content. This is all of the classes for holistic living right here. Christian content, first one. Okay. Then holistic healing events. These are different things, different videos that have healing events that I've talked about. One being my stroke. Holistic eye health. All this is about eye health. Dr. Dumas is in this one too. So you'll see her talking about eye health along with me. Then green living is going to talk about different things in green living. And then I have fitness. A lot of these come from when I was in San Diego at the senior games. Then you have shorts. I believe this is the biggest one, shorts. Well, not the biggest. No, it's probably next to the biggest. Shorts, they are like anywhere from 1 minute to maybe 3 minutes. The longest video, probably about 3 or 4 minutes. That's it. The most majority of them are minute, 1 or 2 minutes. So that's why I label them shorts. Skip over here, food documentaries. These may be some videos that I've watched talking about holistic ways to eat, vegetarianism, veganism, pescatarianism, what have you. So these might not be all of my videos. You know, they may be videos I've watched on YouTube, and I put them under this category, food documentaries. It's talking about, you know, different foods. Interviews. This is my biggest playlist where I've interviewed different people, professionals in the field at the Cancer Control Society show I used to go to in Los Angeles, and also Natural Products West, which is a huge show where the new products come out that be at all the stores like Sprouts, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. This is where all of the companies come to, and I've interviewed some of them in the interview playlist. Then I got fat burner programs, and then alternative modalities.